It's the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey and the crew.
Welcome back to the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast. You're now rocking with the best, Sean Garvey, DJ Rollum, and Star Kells. Make sure you follow us on all social media at Beat Break Radio, Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. And don't forget to download that Podcast FM app. You need that in your life to check out the Beat Break Morning Show and more. Sean Garvey, DJ Rollum, Star Kells with our special guest in the building. The owner of Chicago Avenue Cafe is on the live line with us. We got her in the studio. Marilyn. We're not going to say her last name. We're just going to say Marilyn. Unless you want to give out her last government name.
If I gave you my last name, you wouldn't believe it was my last name.
Try us.
Can I take a guess?
It's guilty.
Oh, I'm thinking Riches.
What? It's guilty.
Guilty.
Marilyn guilty.
Woo!
I'm guilty.
That got a bite to it.
Yeah, Marilyn guilty as charged.
Marilyn guilty as charged.
Have you ever had people tease you? Yeah.
That name has helped me a lot. It has helped me get out of tickets in court. It has helped me a lot through my life.
Really?
Because I was going to ask you about the courts.
They always make fun of it. It's always a joke. I used to hate it growing up. It was very embarrassing, when they did roll call.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm grown, I appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I love it.
Marilyn guilty. Man, that's just such a firm name, especially when you attach the Marilyn to the guilty. Marilyn guilty. That sounds so firm.
Firm.
I love that name.
Thank you. People never forget me, that name.
You got that right. You can't. You can't.
Hey, man, I love it. Yeah. Owner of Chicago Avenue Cafe in Austell, Georgia. We're getting ready to do some big things with Chicago Avenue Cafe, and we'll get into what we wanted to talk to you about because this is such a hot, juicy topic. But before we get into that, Maryland Chicago Avenue Cafe, let the listeners know about what Chicago Avenue Cafe is and what they can expect when they come through your establishment.
Well, Chicago Avenue Cafe, I do, first of all, I used to do Chicago foods only, but I have converted my menu over to pescatarian and vegan option. So when you come through our doors, first of all, you will be greeted with smiles. Customer service is very, very important. It's very big for me. We try to treat everybody like family. We try to make you feel like family. So you're not going to get anything less than that.
Very family oriented, and I visit the family oriented, but with a very mature atmosphere. I've been to the lounge. It's a lounge setting. I've been there a few times, and true story, really quick. I shared with our listeners a couple of podcast episodes ago about the speed dating event that was held inside of Chicago Avenue Cafe, and it was very, very interesting. And I will expound more on that in our later podcast episodes. But a lot of different things happen at Chicago Avenue Cafe. And let me be the first one to say on the show that as of January 2022, me and our alumni, Sharia Thomas, will be hosting our first ever love and poetry experience at Chicago Avenue Cafe. And it's going to happen during our birthday month, January, because me and Sharia, we share the same birthdays in January. So it's going to be a love and poetry experience full of good food, good music, good times. A lot of beautiful people are going to be in the place to be, and we're going to celebrate. It's going to be a spectacular. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be very epic, and everyone's
Wait.
And I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah. And we're gonna also do like some questionnaires and spoken word showcase. It's gonna be full of everything, dating games and stuff like that. And and like I said, topics will be included as well too, including like the topics that we did the other night, Marilyn. We don't have to expound on that too much, but let's just say that it got very intense in the building the other night by two questions that I raised. What is an F-boy? That wasn't the first question, but that was one of the questions. What is an F-boy, and why do so many women find F-boys attractive? And the first question I asked everybody is, why are women putting dudes in the friend zone? And you know, it was a hell of an experience.
There you go. I already know what happened after that.
Yeah, man.
Boy.
Well, we don't have to expound on that because that's going to take an entire 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, we actually stayed another hour, which we usually only do it for 1 hour, but we ended up doing it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I know you did with them type of topics. Because when we talk about it on the show, oh my God. It gets heated. It gets heated quick.
Yes, who did? Okay. So
It
it's
was
not
on
just me.
Basically one question. Just twist it around. So I can imagine.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all definitely come on out. Chicago Avenue Cafe in Stell, Georgia. And before Marilyn goes, we will give you all the details and information. All right. So Marilyn, I wanted to invite you on to the morning show this morning to answer a few questions here. The topic that we've been meaning to touch on is about older women and younger dudes. I like to call this season, because we are in the winter season, I like to call this season not only cuffing season, but also cougar season. You want me to repeat that one more time?
I don't like that.
You don't like that what?
You don't like the term cougar?
I hate it.
You hate the word cougar. So
I
okay.
do. I don't like that. And every
Let's
time
talk about it.
guys, let's talk about it.
Okay, why do you hate the word cougar?
Why do I hate that word cougar? Because cougar is the word or term they use for an older woman that's dating a younger guy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not into dating younger guys. I never have been. I've always liked older men, and still to this day, they either have to be my age or older.
Okay. And so there are plenty of women that are within that age range that don't really care for dating or having a romantic relationship with a younger guy. But the reality also is that there are plenty of women that are of age or older that are willing to date and engage in a romantic relationship with a younger guy. And so one of the reasons why I wanted to touch on this is because the Today Show, they recently covered a story of 3 couples that were open enough to talk to the people of the Today Show on NBC about their relationship and age differences. So when it comes to dating, right? When it comes to dating, there's always been and I feel like it's true to a certain extent, right? It's always been like a double standard about age gaps. You know, you hear people say age ain't nothing but a number, you know, or the older you get, the more wiser you get. But then there are some people who are older, maybe, you know, within their 40s, 50s or whatever, but they still act like they are young. They still like they are in their 20s and 30s or what have you. But I find it interesting that the Today Show would cover this particular story because there are older women who are not ashamed to date younger men. And so one woman said that, looking at my notes here, one woman says that the pool is already so small to find the right person for yourself. Why are we making it even smaller? Question mark. Men don't. And so this particular matchmaker by the name of Julia, who says she's been noticing this shift in the dating game for quite some time. Older women dating younger men. So she says that women are now going to be dating like men. This is from the matchmaker now, right? She goes on to say that these days women have the economic power. They got great careers. So they aren't necessarily looking for somebody to be their equal on a bank statement. Interesting. I see you over there start making your face right there. Yeah. So, I mean, how do you feel thus far? Like, what's the problem? Well, I guess that's my first question. Like, what is the problem with older women dating younger men? Or is there a problem? I'm gonna ask anybody. Let's go over to Star.
Well, okay.
Or Marilyn.
I tried, well, I wasn't dating. So this young guy I met in my place maybe about 6 months ago, right? So I said, I'm gonna check it out. You know, this is what seems to be the thing nowadays. And we hung out. But each time I hung out with him, I felt like I was with my son's friend. I was uncomfortable with it. It just made me feel uncomfortable. It did. He was very nice, but it made me uncomfortable. Even there was a situation that happened. I went to a friend's house to a party, and there were it was my friends, so it was people there my age, older men there. When I got there, none of the men said anything to me. They didn't speak to me. They didn't talk to me. But as soon as my friend came, the younger guy came, as we were leaving, I didn't know they did this to him, but he was walking behind me. And he told me when we got in the car, he said that they said to him, it's a good thing you came and got her. It's a good thing you came and got her, and said some other stuff. So I felt like they were disrespectful to him. And I don't think they would have tried that if he had been an older man. I don't think they would have tried it with him.
They wouldn't have. In those situations, it's kind of like, because we live in a day and time where sometimes men are not really approaching women anymore. They're waiting on the sidelines, watching us, maybe attracted to us, but not really approaching us and saying, hey, I think you're attractive. Can I take you out? And then you get intimidated when a young man comes there, and get on that shoulder, and you feel like, oh, well, hold up. You feel some type of way. And instead of you being, I guess, kind of like letting it go for what it is, because you didn't shoot your shot. You didn't even approach her when she was by herself. They take it out on him. Like, you ain't nobody special. Had you not come and got her, she would have been mine anyway. That type of stuff, but it just wasn't true because you didn't even open your mouth and speak.
Didn't open your mouth and say anything. And he was so upset. It made him so upset, but he said he wasn't going to show out because it was my friend's place. But I just knew they wouldn't have done that if I was with an older man. They wouldn't have tried that.
Wow, that's crazy scenario. I never even experienced that, but I know that happens. I know that happens.
Well,
but
go ahead.
Go ahead, Mel. I'll see y'all later. Bye, baby. Bye-bye.
That's the crew in the background. Chicago Avenue Cafe, ladies and gentlemen, Marilyn on the line with us. So I'm going to speak from experience, right? And I say that my first experience, romantic experience that I had with an older woman was, I would say, when I was in my late 20s. I was in my late 20s, and this woman back in the day, I don't want to say back in the day because it make it seem like 40 years ago, 30 years ago. But I would say it was back in 2009. And so I was in my late 20s, and this woman was 48, 49. Yeah. That was my first.
You was ready, wasn't you?
Hey, hashtag ready and able.
He wanted some real experience. He didn't want to play.
Yeah, I had my first intimate encounter with an older woman who was in her late 40s, going on 50s, back in 2009. And I never regretted it. I never was like in that mindset of, I'm being intimate, or I'm kicking it with somebody's mom, or that type of thing. Like, I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like, oh, okay. I looked at it as a form of maturity on my part, because it was something that attracted her to me romantically that made her want to get with me on that level. And I believe, looking back at it, it was my maturity. Because see, like, ladies, I would say in my 20s, I was still trying to figure out who Sean Garvey was, but I wasn't on no young dude walking with his pants sagged down, talking all crazy and stuff at the time. Like, I was really proper. Believe it or not, I was a little bit of a savage. But not to the extent where it was out in the open.
So were you quiet at that time, like conservative?
I didn't want to say conservative. That's a very, very big word to say. I wouldn't say conservative.
You were laid back.
I was laid back. And she just did what she wanted to do, and I was like,
she took advantage of that. Lady wanted some young PP, man. She wanted some young PP, and you was quiet. And she was like, oh yeah, he seemed a little quiet, mature, little sweet. I can just go on and do what I need to do.
I'm gonna tell you something. I wasn't quiet. I'm telling you, I wasn't quiet in the bedroom though. Neither one of us were.
Oh, you weren't quiet in the bedroom, bro.
If anything, if I am 50, okay, and I'm trying to go for a 20-something-year-old, I'm expecting some things to happen in the bedroom. Very exciting, okay? Because you shouldn't be in your 20s and can't do nothing exciting in the bed, okay? You know, I'm looking for some excitement or whatever. So she knew what she was looking for. She found the right one. She was ready.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I know that lady did. I know she put some things. I know she put it on you and showed you some tricks. I know she did.
I mean, I learned some stuff now. I mean, I was schooled and educated. I was schooled and educated on some things, but hey, it is what it is. But even after that ordeal, going from going back into the dating scene and stuff like that, I find myself to attract a lot of older women. So as I got more and more mature over the years, I started dating and getting with women that were a couple of years older than me. And I was like, okay, it's got to be something that has to do with my maturity, how I present myself, how I interact, how I talk, that sort of thing. But, you know, in the societal world that we live in, you know, going back to what I said earlier about the double standard, if you see an older woman with a younger guy, it's more acceptable than an older man being with a younger woman, right? So it's a double standard, you know. But then the other thing too is to add caveat to the combo. Older women that date younger guys and women that are in that circle that know that older woman, they look down on that. So question to you, Marilyn, because you stated that you don't date younger dudes.
No.
And so if you happen to have a female friend, or you know somebody, it may not even just be a friend, it may be somebody in your family, right? And she dates a younger guy. You know, I mean, Christmas is coming up. Christmas dinner is coming up. She brings this guy to your house or to whatever the family is going to have. She brings the guy over, younger guy. You can tell it's a younger guy, and they dating. How would that make you feel?
I have a friend now that has brought 3 young guys to my establishment. So each time I'll be like, I just ask her, well, the first time I was like, wow, Felicia, like a young. And the second time I was like, where are you getting these guys from, Felicia?
I know. Hey, wait. I know Felicia.
You know, oh yeah, that's right. You know.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. You know Felicia. That's right.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, girl, where? She's like, from work. I said, well, I need to get a plan. I need to go work with you. But she likes younger guys. And we was having that conversation the other night. She was saying how she went out because one of the guys was really, really nice. He was, you know, he paid for everything. He seemed like he was really into her. The first one was. And she was telling me how they went out again on a date. And I was just like, I don't knock anything. I don't knock anyone for doing anything. I'm happy for her. If that's what makes her happy, I'm happy for her. And then I was telling her about my situation with the young guy, and he was like 36, in his 30s. And she was just like, well, you can't think of the age. But I'm just like, yeah, that's what I think of. He's just too young. But no, I won't have a problem with that from it. As a matter of fact, my mom liked younger men. When we were younger, my mom liked younger men. She still do. But it just has never been anything that I like. I'm not into younger men. But you guys,
what happened to the guy that you were dating? What happened to the guy that you were the younger guy?
I just couldn't.
He seems nice.
He was very, very nice, very attentive. That's what really surprised me. He was so sweet. We would go to the cigar bar, and he was so attentive. And for it, oh, look at who's coming through the door.
Girl, don't tell me who I think it is.
Felicia.
Hey!
We were talking about the younger guy.
Felicia, I gotta talk to you really quick.
Okay. So we were having a conversation about the younger guys.
Oh. Bring on the camera. Bring on the camera. I gotta talk to you really quick. I gotta talk to you really quick, Felicia. Okay.
So we have real short because we have people in the back.
I got you. We're gonna make it real quick. So Felicia, we're talking about older women and younger guys. What is the problem? Yeah. Do you believe that there is a double standard when it comes to older women dating younger guys?
Well, I think there's a double standard in anything that we talk about. Because some people think more on an equal level, and then some other people just, for some reason or other, have like they're better than other people. They esteem themselves higher than others. But do I have a problem with older women and younger men? I mean, can you ask me like a sort of different, like, can you redirect your question?
Redirect. I mean, I think you kind of somewhat answered the first question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But I mean, we heard some stories about you just a few moments ago.
Yeah, I was talking about how you brought your fine young man up in here, and because he was asking me would I have a problem with my friend bringing a younger guy, have a date with a young guy. I told him no. Then I was talking about your situation.
Okay.
So no, I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
If it makes you happy, then I'm happy.
And I think it's all about maturity too. You can't just enter into a relationship with an age difference like that unless there's some common ground. And obviously there would have to be a level of respect. There definitely has to be a high level of maturity in order for that to take place. And there's a lot of younger, mature guys. I would say even they're more mature than some of the older guys. And I don't mean to be funny. I'm just saying that's been my experience.
No, that's right.
Well, Felicia and Marilyn, I know you got to go, but Felicia, listen, I'm 37 years old. I'm still single, and I like older women. I like women that are within my age too, but I also like women that are a few years older than me. As long as you look good and you outgoing and you free spirited, I can hang with you.
Now, listen, I'm also going to bring up a point that was brought up last night. My father always told me never date a guy you would never consider marrying. So I'm just saying, I'm very particular about who. What's that?
You did say that.
I did.
Right.
I remember you saying that. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I guess I'm kind of wondering, is your mind frame in the same direction, or like, what are your thoughts on that situation?
I know that's right, girl. You better go.
Hey, listen. We talked about being direct several times on the morning show, so I have no problem with being direct with my answer. My answer to that question is, well, because of where I'm at and what I'm doing, I'm looking for something a bit more serious and more stable.
Period. Well, that's the same point. The whole point is, if you're going to date somebody, make sure that you're serious, or that it's a possible, step in the right direction of becoming an item at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rushing anything, but at least you both have to be on the same, traveling down the same path.
Okay, so Felicia, are you gonna let him take you on a date or no?
Oh my goodness!
What you say, Sean?
Nah, that's not what I said. It's what
Star said.
Star said. It's what Star said.
But you started laughing.
We all were laughing.
Well, Sean already put it out there. Sean put it out there that he was single and ready to mingle, and he said that he was serious and he would like to date, leading towards marriage, and that's what Felicia looking for.
Okay.
Okay. Is it a date? Is a date or not? Is it a date? Is it a date?
I'm open.
She's open. Yay! She's open.
I'm playing the hand claps in the background. Look,
if you can go on a date, you can come here in my place. The meal is on me.
Okay, well, if you say you put it that way.
Marilyn, I'm coming there to watch. I'm going to be behind the look.
That business.
Marilyn, me and you, we going to sit and we going to have a drink in the corner.
Yes, let's do it.
Yes.
All right, Marilyn. We're going to see. Felicia, Marilyn, we're going to see each other later. Chicago Avenue Cafe. Give the address and any information you want our listeners to know.
Okay. Good night, guys. Nice to meet y'all.
Oh, okay. We'll give out the address. We'll go ahead and give out the address.
I can't hear with all this loud music back here. Okay. 376 Maxim Road in Austell, Georgia. 30168. We'll have to give the zip code too. Yeah, 30168.
All right. There you go. You got it. Got it good. All right.
Good night.
Good night. Good morning. Good night.
Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.